This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, for a late edition of the game preview. This is the Game Day pregame show, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't know about the Game Day, check the link in the description of this video. You can go to thegameday.com and get all of your up-to-date sports content and betting odds. Let's go ahead and break this one down. We got Steph in the building. We got Tony. We got who we got? Cornerstone Kev. Just trying to figure out which Kevin it was. Cornerstone Kev. Just trying to figure out which one it was. But Steph, what's going on with you today? How you feeling?
You got so many aliases, Kev, man. You know, we don't know which one.
Yeah.
We don't know which one to throw out.
There was a few more while you was gone, Tony.
A few more, a bunch more.
Tone, I've only got 3 that I know of.
Cornerstone.
Our host has added more. So
Man,
I only
well
go
deserved.
by 3.
Well deserved.
Cornerstone, Star Child, and Shazam.
Well deserved.
Who's all the rest?
Damn, I don't know about the Shazam thing. Shazam? Okay. Steph,
Shazam.
what's going on, Steph? How you feeling
It sounds
today?
like you earned them, but yeah, I'm happy to be back. I had a great time in Vegas, had a great time in Cali, had a great time in San Fran, Oakland. You know, I did a lot, but I missed you guys for sure, and I'm glad to be back. So
Yeah, no
your
doubt.
back is time.
No doubt. Steph, how you feeling today, Steph? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Usually it's Mondays, but today was just a sports day. I did Knicks and Bruises. I did the crossover, and now the pregame. I'm feeling pretty good. The Knicks better win tonight.
They better win tonight. You know what I'm saying? They better win. Yeah, they got to bring it tonight, man. Cornerstone, crossover Kev, Coffin Kev,
See what I mean?
you know, a co-host
see what I
Kev.
mean?
What's going on with you today, man? What's up?
See what I mean? Salute to you. Salute to the Queen. Salute to Tone. Glad he's back. Salute to the chat. I'm not feeling. I feel great. I'm not feeling great about this game tonight because I think Morant is going to have a fabulous game against us. It was good that we had a good game against Sacramento, but these are the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know what their loss total is, but I know it's very low. This is a Western Conference team that cannot be taken for granted by any of the higher echelon Western Conference team or anybody in the NBA right now. I think it's going to be a very, very, very difficult matchup for us tonight.
Yeah, that's what I did without a doubt. It's going to be a difficult matchup, man. The Memphis Grizzlies right now are 3rd in the Western Conference. They're 35-18. They lost their previous game to the Philadelphia 76ers, but you know they're a good basketball team.
And that was overtime, right? That was overtime, right?
Yeah, it might have been overtime. You got some buzzing or ringing or something going on. Kev always got something going on. I don't know what it is, either coughing or TV in the background.
Don't turn into Nate.
I have a dinosaur tower, so there you go.
What's going on, man? What's going on? Always something going on.
I apologize. Technical difficulties.
yeah.
Please stand by.
We're checking out the Knicks official injury report, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Just Derrick Rose. He's the only guy out.
All right.
Derrick Rose is out, recovering from right ankle surgery. All right. As for the Memphis Grizzlies, Steven Adams is questionable. This was the 5:30 report. I don't know if there's been any updates to that. That's big, in my opinion, because you know, with Steven Adams in the lineup, they're a big basketball team. Without Steven Adams in the lineup, they get a little bit smaller. They're already a good rebounding team. You know, Steven Adams, you know, obviously, you know, he makes them a better rebounding team. You take him out, maybe you can rebound a little bit better against them. I'm already worried about that matchup. We're going to get to it. I'm already worried about that matchup, though. And Dylan Brooks, he's out with a sprained left ankle. But
oh really?
Yeah,
Brooks is out?
Yeah, Brooks is out. Brooks is out with a sprained left ankle. But listen, Desmond Bane is playing his tail off. So, we can be happy that Dylan Brooks is out because he does kill the Knicks when he's playing. But Desmond Bane, man, that dude is balling. That dude is playing good basketball. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to jump right into it because we only got a limited amount of time before we get to the basketball game. Let's look at the projected starting lineups for the New York Knicks: Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Zaire Williams, possibly, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Steven Adams. All right, now, if Steven Adams does not go, you would think Jaren Jackson Jr. moves to the center position, and then someone else is going to jump in there in the power forward spot.
Right.
All right. So a lot's going to depend on what happens with Steven Adams when you look at these matchups. We're going to jump right into it because I consider this to be one of the key matchups of the night. Kemba Walker and Ja Morant. Right? That's one of the key matchups of the night. So we'll jump right into it. Kemba Walker, ladies and gentlemen, he's averaging 12.4 points per game, 3.3 rebounds, 3.4 assists, shooting 41% from the field and 37.9% from three. Ja Morant, he's averaging 26.4 points per game, 6 rebounds, 6.8 assists per game. All right, he's shooting 49.1% from the field, and he's shooting 35.4% from three, 76% from the free throw line. This is, for me, the first Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night. The first Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night, ladies and gentlemen. And if you go to thrivefantasy.com, you put in the code NBK, you'll get a 100% match of your first deposit up to $100. So check out thrivefantasy.com. Let's talk about this matchup. Steph, I'm going to start with you. Kemba Walker.
Oh, you should have started with me. You really should have started with me because I got to ask, why did you pick this matchup as a start of the night, man?
Because it's a key matchup. This is a key matchup of the game. Kemba Walker doesn't have to average 20 points a game in order for it to be a key matchup. It's a key matchup regardless because Kemba Walker's got to do his job on Ja Morant, and that's going to be difficult. Steph, coming to you.
Yeah, listen, Ja Morant wins this matchup probably against anybody on our team, but we don't need Kemba to outscore him. We don't need Kemba to stop him, right? The Tibbs has to have a scheme in place defensively for Ja Morant, and it can't be Kemba, right? But what Kemba can do is make him have to play him as well. Kemba has to be very good offensively. And by that, I mean efficient, getting into the key, hitting that mid-range, being aggressive, getting into the key, drawing defense, spraying it out. Something that I haven't seen of late, but I've seen him do that this season, right? And if he's able to do that, again, statistically, he's not going to shine against Morant. But if he's able to do that for us as a team, we have a better chance of winning. And keep in mind, we beat Memphis last year, I think, on the last second shot, and then went on like a 10-game winning streak. I believe it was after that game, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go, Knicks.
Yeah, let's go. Listen, this is a matchup. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody's going to be scared. You know what I mean? Because of what Ja Morant has the ability to do. I'm hoping that Kemba Walker takes this as a challenge, knowing that most people think he's going to get obliterated tonight. This is going to be the matchup. All right? I think most people believe that. So I want Kemba Walker to step up. Kemba Walker, right. 6 foot. Ja Morant, 6'3". Tony?
Yeah, Queen, you did it again. You took my thoughts right out of my head. And I was gonna say I hope it's not Kemba Walker versus Ja Morant. I think it has to be the New York Knicks versus Ja Morant. I think it's gonna have to be a team effort against this guy. I think I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of minutes Grimes gets put on him, and how that works out. We haven't really seen Deuce, but if he could get a 2-minute stretch or whatever, just to kind of maybe see what he could do. I wouldn't mind that as well. And then, to Steph's point, Kemba's going to have to be an offensive threat. He's going to have to be on his A game. I mean, offensively, he's not known as a defender. So he's going to have to be on his A game and do everything else in his power to make Ja work on the other end. Maybe try to get him in some foul trouble. Maybe try to utilize the one defensive skill he has in drawing some fouls.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what we need to do. Get this man in foul trouble, get him off the court, and let the rest of the team try to beat us.
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah.
With Ja Morant, one of the things I like to see the Knicks try to do, and this is where Quentin Grimes really does come in, is play physical against Ja Morant. You know what I mean? I think no one's going to stop him, but I think if you play physical against him, you can make it tough. I've seen teams play physical against him, and I'm sure during the offseason he said, you know what, let me prepare for guys to playing physical against me. So he's better equipped now. But I still think if you play physical, try to knock him off his block a little bit, you can maybe just throw him off of his game some. You know what I mean? And that's where I think Quentin Grimes really does come in, because he's got the quick feet. He can move with him, I think. He can play physical against him. He's got size on him. I'm looking forward to that matchup there. But, Kemba Walker's got to perform tonight. But Cornerstone Kev, talk to me.
I am not looking forward to this matchup. All right. Off the back, let's be real. Put it out on the table. I am not looking forward to this matchup. And I still don't see how this is the matchup of the night.
It's one of the matchups of the night. One of it. The reason why is because
it shouldn't be a matchup at all.
Kev, the reason why is because we need Kemba
Cornerstone
Walker. The Knicks
creator
need,
now.
Yeah, right. The Knicks need Kemba Walker. The Knicks need Kemba Walker to perform against this guy. That's why it's a matchup that you really got to pay attention to.
All right, fine. I'll go with your logic.
Bro, it don't always have to be the best player versus the best player, because sometimes those guys don't defend each other.
Okay, all right, fine. I'm gonna go with what Crow was saying about Grimes and get a little spurt from Deuce, even though Tony, I highly doubted that Tibbs is going to do that. I mean, I've had what was this 50-something games now so far?
Yeah.
51, 52 games. Yeah,
52 games. Yeah. Tibbs is stubborn. He's not going to budge. I don't see Deuce getting in. So I'm gonna. It'll be great to see what Grimes can do against Morant. I just don't. We know that he's going to win this matchup no matter what, with Kemba on.
You're right. You're right. He's going to win the matchup statistically. Yeah. I'm not expecting.
But for the record, again, I still don't see how this is. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
I expected you to not understand why this matchup of the night. It's not about can Kemba Walker score as much as Ja Morant. It's about can Kemba Walker.
No, can he contain him? And I say no.
No, it's not even about if he can contain him.
It's not containing him. It's can he compete? Can he produce enough to at least make it interesting? To give the Knicks what they need. That's what it is. That's what it's about.
Okay,
bro.
Go ahead, Tom. What? Yes.
Kev, these are the starters, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna be matched up against each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the matchups. These are the matchups that we're going to see to start the game.
Okay. So now I had a question, and everybody can answer this. If Ja Morant scores 25 and Kemba scores, let's say, 13, has he done his job?
It depends on how that 13 impacts the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can roll with that logic. Okay. I can roll with that logic.
Depends. Right. That's one of the reasons why. Come on, Kev. Get with us. We're gonna, we're gonna get you up to speed on how some of these things work basketball. Let's go on to the next matchup. All right, because you got Evan Fournier and Desmond Bane. I'm going to talk about two of them at a time. You got Evan Fournier and Desmond Bane, RJ Barrett and Zaire Williams. I actually think RJ Barrett's going to guard Desmond Bane and Evan Fournier is going to guard Zaire Williams. So let's go with that. Let's say Evan Fournier and Zaire Williams. In my opinion, Evan Fournier should win that matchup.
Yeah.
All right, Zaire Williams, I think, is averaging 6 points per game. And he may not even be the starter. It seems like, I don't want to say that they, maybe they switch those spots around every once in a while, depending on who they're playing, that power forward position. Depending on, or that small forward position, depending on who they're playing and what the matchups look like. But, Zaire Williams, he's averaging 6.8 points per game, 1.8 rebounds, 0.8 assists. He's 20 years old. He was a 2021 first-round pick. He's a rookie.
Right.
All right, in my opinion, if Evan Fournier is matched up with this kid, Evan Fournier should have the advantage over him. All right, now, if John Conchar, if he plays, he's another guy. He averages 4.7 points, 4.5 rebounds per game. You know what I mean? These guys are playing because Dylan Brooks is not in there. So whoever they feel like has the better matchup is who they're playing, I guess. All right, but in my opinion, it would be Evan Fournier playing defense on Zaire Williams, RJ Barrett playing defense on Desmond Bane. So we'll talk about Evan Fournier and Zaire on that matchup. Steph, your thoughts?
Fournier should win the matchup. The only thing I'll say about Zaire Williams, I believe he's 6'8", and he has a really long wingspan. So in terms of whether or not he's aggressive defensively to try to disrupt Evan Fournier. But still, we use picks and whatever to get Evan Fournier off, anyway, drawing kick. I still think he wins the matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. He is long. He's 6'9".
6'9". Okay.
6'9" with a long wingspan. So, but, that is something that could, possibly disrupt Fournier. I would think that Fournier being in the league for however many years should have that experience where he can learn how to play around that with him being a young guy in the league. But you never know. Tony, your thoughts on this matchup? Zaire Williams and Evan Fournier.
Let me start by saying if the matchups don't switch up, I feel like we have the advantage either way.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. Even over Desmond Bane? Evan Fournier over Desmond Bane?
We'll get to that with RJ, but I do. But as far as Fournier and as Zaire, I agree with what you just said. Again, you beat me to it. I think his savvy veteran savvy should be able to disrupt Zaire's height. He's tall and long, but he's kind of slim, right? He doesn't have the weight or muscle,
right?
That I think over time will be a strength of his. Right. I give Fournier the edge just based off of years and experience and being a veteran to be able to figure out ways to get a shot over him or use his attributes to his advantage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cornerstone. You got to unmute yourself, Cornerstone.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. I think Evan can win this matchup. Believe it or not, I'm liking the way he's been playing these past couple of games. And if he could keep that going, I think he can, win this matchup. When his shot is on, it's on. And when he drives, it's on. But yeah, I think he can win this matchup. And what is so funny, Mr. Sam?
Nothing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at everybody who says that. When his shot is on, it's on. Yeah, it is on. I mean,
it's on. It's pure. I mean, you can tell.
I'm just saying, like when my light is on, guess what? It's on.
So that's where you go.
I mean, I can see if you say, when my light is on, it's bright, I know. I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I know what you're saying.
He's very efficient when his shot is on. He's very efficient. It's still the same thing. Forget it. You know what? Next thing.
I'm just
next
messing with you, man. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. When he's on, he gets hot. When he's on, he's hot. Right.
And water's very wet.
I get you. And then you got, I think it's probably going to be RJ Barrett defending Desmond Bane. Right? And maybe even Desmond Bane defending RJ Barrett. I don't know. Or maybe they like Zaire Williams on RJ Barrett. But this, Kev, is my second matchup of the night.
That's more reasonable.
All right.
That's more reasonable.
Huh? Okay. That's more reasonable. Right? That is my second matchup of the night. Since it's more reasonable, Kev, talk to me about it. Tell me why.
Because you have two guys that can literally, create their own shot. And I like the way RJ has been, he didn't have he had an efficient game in your last game. Didn't score a lot. But I just like this matchup better than the first one that you mentioned. For the other one, the first matchup, it was ha 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 ha. Now this is like, okay, I can deal with it. I can roll with this one.
Okay, well, you just think you think they're more evenly matched, basically.
Yes, yes. I think either one, come up right. And when I come on the post game, win or lose, if we win, then I'll be like, there you go. If we lose, I'll be like, well,
okay, I'm not exactly sure what you were saying with that part right there. I think you got lost with it yourself. But anyway, my second Thrive Fantasy matchup for the night, ladies and gentlemen, RJ Barrett and Desmond Bane. RJ Barrett's averaging 17.3 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shooting 41.4% from the field and 35.2% from three, shooting about 69% from the free throw line. But over the last month, a very different RJ over the last month, right? He's somewhere close to like 22, 23 points per game. And he's shooting very efficient from the field, like 37, 38% from three, right? Now, he didn't play as well in the previous game versus Sacramento. The Knicks won. He didn't play as well. I'm looking forward to him bouncing back tonight and see if he continues to put up the numbers that he put up in the month of January. Desmond Bane on the season, he's averaging 18.1 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists. He's shooting 47.1% from the field and 42% from three. And he's also knocking down 89% of his free throws. Yeah. So this should be a pretty good matchup. Desmond Bane is like 6'5", RJ is 6'7", I think. So.
The other thing with RJ is his average will go higher if he hits his free throws. That's the other thing, If he hits his free throws, that will go, that would skyrocket it a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt about that. If he knocks down those free throws, he's going to average more points. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so let me ask you a question. Last year he was efficient from the free throw line. What is it about this year that he's not?
It happens like that sometimes. You got to recalibrate yourself and get yourself back into it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It happens. It happens, especially if, right now, at this point, he's seeing more of a role. Right? He's got the ball in his hands more. He's getting hit more.
And he's guarding probably the best offensive player on the team too.
Yep, exactly. He's got to defend. Sometimes the best player on the opposing team. So all of this takes energy. You know what I mean? It all takes energy, and players have to build endurance. And when I'm saying building endurance, I'm not talking about running sprints up and down the floor and you're in shape. I mean, you build endurance for the basketball game, so you get stronger. So you're able to, as you get older and you build that endurance, you've played so much basketball and you're used to this level of competition, it becomes easier for you to defend the best guy on the floor, be a primary scorer on your team, and knock down your free throws. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes something falls. We'll see if he's able to rebound from that as his body gets used to his new role on this team. You know what I mean? It's all part of development.
Right.
Steph, what's your thoughts on this matchup tonight?
I think it's an interesting one because Bane has probably been playing at this level a little longer. than RJ. RJ's like maybe over the past, month or so. I think this is a good test for RJ actually, because we need him against this game, against this team, So I'm gonna say it's an even match. I'm gonna say it's a draw. But I really need RJ to ball out in this game. That's what number ones and number twos do. Wherever we think he is,
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be even.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be a tough one because RJ's is going to have to play defense. He's going to have to be on his rotations. Again, I don't always like the way Tom Thibodeau uses his. To me, his rotations are antiquated. The way that they, let's
That's
pack
an
in that middle. Let's pack that middle, and then scramble out to the 3-point line. I feel like it's a little bit antiquated because the way guys are able to hit threes nowadays. But it is what it is. That's the way it goes, and it leaves a guy like Desmond Bane. He'll scorch you. He'll scorch you. But RJ Barrett, over the last 15 games, he's averaging 21.8 points per game. He's shooting 43.6 from the field and 40% from the 3-point line. He's averaging 6 rebounds and 3.2 assists per game. That's over the last 15 games. Hopefully that continues and he'll be able to rebound tonight against Desmond Bane. But ladies and gentlemen, this is my second Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night. Since Kev didn't like the first one, we got a better one for him. All right, again, go to thrivefantasy.com and use the code NBK to get a 100% match of your first deposit. All right. Tony, I don't know if I got to you. Any comments on RJ Barrett and Desmond Bane? Did I get to you on this?
You did not, but I'm going RJ if he takes care of what he has to take care of. I want RJ to put that man in the paint. Make that guy work defensively. He's gonna work defensively anyway.
Right.
So don't make it easy for him with your shot selection. Attack him in any kind of aspect that you can. Don't rely on trying to match him from the 3-point line.
Right.
If he does that, we lose. But if you make him fight for defensive position, make him fight for, challenging your shots, I think we have a good chance to win.
Okay. Tony,
or he has a good chance to win that matchup.
Tony, I'm going to stick with you, man. Julius Randle and Jaren Jackson Jr.
Whew.
Thoughts on this matchup? I have concerns over this matchup. But
You should.
I have concerns. I have concerns on two fronts, son. Because if Adams is out and Jackson's at the 5, I'm more concerned with Mitch having to deal with Jackson being able to play in the perimeter and in the paint, more so in the perimeter against Mitch. So I'm more concerned with that if that happens. I think Randle, man, it's tough because Randle, he's been so up and down this year. If we get good Randle, I'm not worried at all. I think he could bully Jackson in the post. He could take him outside. He's gonna have to be work, all day if we get good Randle. So if Randle comes in and shows up and plays to his capability, I don't think it's a problem at all. I think Randle wins it easily. But if Jackson has to slide to the 5, as much as I love Mitch, as much as I talk about his defense, he does struggle guarding the perimeter and bigs that could shoot. So I'm a little more concerned if that happens. And I'll get into Adams with when we get into
how the fall of grace has happened. I mean, last year we weren't even talking about having a good Randle or bad Randle because we know Randle was playing his butt off, and this year it's like we don't know which Randle we're gonna get. Amazing.
Yeah, it happens like that. Steph, your thoughts on this matchup?
I think Jaren Jackson wins because even if Randle's head is in the game, energy-wise, he's just so inefficient. Like, even when he's in the game, attitude wise, he's just not, hitting his shot. Jaren Jackson is having a really, really good season. And the block shots, 6 a game, 5 a game, 6 a game. And so Randle, trying to shoot over him and take him into the key, I think that's going to be a problem, unless he gets him in foul trouble. He is foul prone. But I'm going to say Jaren Jackson wins this matchup.
See, that's what I'm scared.
I hate to say it.
Where I get scared about this matchup, he's averaging 16 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. I get nervous about this matchup because he's 6'11". Julius Randle is 6'8". I feel like Julius Randle has trouble when he has taller guys defending him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Getting inside. And without that mid-range shot really working, the way it was last season, I'm not confident that he's going to be able to throw a couple jab steps, get Jaren Jackson to, move his feet a little bit or shift and then pull it up and knock it down. Or, last year he was really good at getting in like the short corner and hitting that turnaround fadeaway jump shot. He was really good at doing that last year. He's not doing it this year. Right. So I am concerned about this matchup, because I feel like if Julius Randle tries to bully him, he's got the length to still deflect or make Julius Randle change his shot. If Julius Randle tries to take him outside, I'm not confident that Julius Randle is going to be efficient from the outside. So, it's a tough one. This is a tough matchup. It's a tough matchup. Yeah. I'm a little nervous about this matchup right here.
And I just want to say, when I say good Randle, I mean efficient.
Yeah.
Randle.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing missing.
I'm with you on that too. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
2021 Randle wins this matchup.
Exactly. That's what I'm
this is 2022.
Yeah. I mean, that's the truth. You just don't know, which one is going to show up. What his headspace is going to be like when he gets out here in the game. Hopefully,
I mean, when you think about it, like a guy like Brooks that's on Memphis, you know what he's going to give you every single time.
Right.
You know what he's going to give you. We can't say that about Randle this time. We can't.
No, I mean,
we can't.
I'll say this though: if they both put up their averages, Randle won, right?
I think efficiency has something to do with it.
No, I agree. If Randle's efficient, I think it's a landslide. I think if Randle's efficient, I don't think Jackson could light a candle to him. If Randle is playing, he's playing inefficient, and his numbers are still good, actually still better than Jackson. So that's the way I'm looking at it. So if he's efficient, Jackson can't touch him.
But see, it's the game within the game. Like, you could look at the stats, but you got to look at the game. Like, I could see where Randle can have better stats and Jaren Jackson still wins the matchup, because he could shoot the three, he could block shots.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. If Randle takes his 16 shots a game, which is what he's averaging this season, 2 shots less than last year, which is, he's shooting a lower percentage, but last year he took 18.6 shots per game. This year he's taking 16.2 shots per game. But if Randle is efficient and can shoot 50% from the field and make his 8 shots of those 16, instead of dropping that 18 points a game, maybe he's getting tonight 22, 22 points tonight. He's going to get his 5 or 6 assists and should get his 10 rebounds. If he shoots efficient from the field, he's going to have a good chance of winning the matchup. He's averaging 18.5 points, 10 rebounds a game. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's averaging his 16, almost 17 points a game. So they're pretty close to one another. They're pretty close.
Yeah, but he's also underperforms rebounding, which Randle,
I agree,
doesn't. Like that's a a plus on Randle's end. I think that rebounding can also lead to some offensive putbacks or even drawing some fouls. Steph mentioned he's foul prone. So I think there's things that Randle can do. I think Randle should win that matchup. I don't even think it should be a question. Like Randle has to have a bad game to lose this matchup, in my opinion.
Okay.
A bad game.
Wow.
Listen, I hope.
That's
I'm really
strong.
hope.
That's strong.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
I hope
Tone,
Randle gets it, man, because we
Tone,
need him.
like Stephanie said, 2021 Randall, he's got that. This year, it's like we don't know what's going to happen. I could say he doesn't look as aggressive to me as I see.
Yeah, the aggressiveness.
You know,
right.
when he would be in the post and he would just, body whoever down, and then, that wasn't easy too. I'm not seeing that this year.
No,
I don't know if it's because he's trying to get everybody else involved. You know what?
Well,
but he should be able to. Go ahead.
I mean, listen, we all know about his struggles, all the who's going to show up tonight, and that's going to depend on if he wins that matchup or not. The Knicks need him to really show up because
no doubt
you got Ja Morant who's going to dominate Kemba Walker. You got Desmond Bane and RJ Barrett who may play even. So Julius Randle has to be the one in this lineup to win his matchup. Evan Fournier too. You know what I mean? If the Knicks want to have a chance to win this basketball game. And then you got Mitchell Robinson and Steven Adams if Steven Adams is playing. Again, Steven Adams is questionable for tonight. All right, the 5:30 report. I'm going to check out the 6:30 report. The 5:30 report has him questionable. I'll check it out. While I'll start with you, Steph. While you're talking, I'm gonna check out the 6:30 report.
This is another kind of like which Mitch are we talking about? For the most part, lately he's been playing very well, but he's had some 10.6 rebounds, no blocks games in there. And Steven Adams is a horse on the boards. What's been happening though is he's been losing minutes to Jaren Jackson, where they move him to the 5. But just straight up, I'm gonna give Mitch the edge. Mitch has been playing really aggressive, really hungry on the boards, rebounding through traffic, which is what we need for him. But he's gonna have to keep Adams off the boards for real. So I'm gonna give Mitch the edge. The win.
Okay, all right.
I always say edge. He's gonna win.
Yeah, definitely gotta be able to hit those boards tonight, man.
And hit some foul shots, Mitch. Come on.
I know that. Hit some foul shots, Knicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, listen, Steven Adams this year is only averaging 6 points a game, but he averages 9.4 rebounds, 6'11", 265, big dude. Playing against guys like this is why I worry about Mitch. We've been seeing Mitch rebound the ball really, really well. In traffic, offensive rebounds. Against Sacramento the other night, he had 13 rebounds. 5 of them were offensive rebounds. I want to see him do it against big guys like Steven Adams, though.
Right.
That's when I want to see Mitch dominate the glass. Tony, what's your thoughts on this matchup?
I'm giving the edge to Mitch right now, especially if it is Adams. He's had some problems with Adams in the past. I think part of him trying to bulk up was for guys like Adams.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, Mitch kind of takes it a little personal or has something to prove against a bigger, stronger center. And then I think Mitch has just been on a good stretch. That I think that's continued even with my absence. I've noticed he's still been playing well, and he's still showing us new things, man. He's still putting the ball on the floor a little bit more now. Me and Steph talked about the finger roll we saw last night,
nice.
Last game. So I think he's still on his upwards trajectory. I'm going with Mitch.
Okay. All right. I think Mitch will win it. I think Mitch will win this matchup. Definitely offensively. I think he's going to score more points than Steven Adams. Not that Mitch is going to create his own shot, but, catching that alley-oop, so on and so forth. I want to see the rebounding battle. That's what I want Mitch. I want Mitch to win that rebounding battle. Kev, any thoughts on this matchup?
Oh, I love this matchup. I'm loving Mitch right now because, unfortunately, Mr. Tone stole my thunder. He's been putting it on the floor. I think he realizes that no one's going to pass it to me, down low. So I might as well just do what I do and put it on the floor, and that's what he's doing, and I'm loving it. I'm loving him competing, and I believe that would you say he lost weight, or you said he bulked up and everything?
Well, he bulked up at the beginning of the season, but throughout the season he's trimmed. He's trimmed down a little bit.
I think that's worked to his advantage, because I see him now getting more rebounds. I see him, like I said, him putting it on the floor, and when have we ever seen that? I mean, come on. I've never seen him do that. That's just pretty. It's like, oh, he did that. All right. Yeah, and I got to admit, Steph, he is hitting his free throws now.
You say he is?
Yeah, I saw him last game.
Who you been watching? Nah. You been watching Mitchell Robinson that plays for the New York Knicks?
There were a couple games where he did not, but the last game I did see him. He was hitting
for one out of two.
All of them when you went to get a refill of your beverage of choice.
He's good for 1 out of 2.
Whatever, man. Whatever. I like the way he's been playing. Overall, I like the way he's been playing. I'll say that.
Kev,
I don't want to speak to you.
Kev, he was 50% from the line the last game. Kev, 50% from the line.
50%. So he hit 5 and 5. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
He's good for 1 out of 2.
Come on,
1
Kev.
out of 2. There you go.
I don't know, Kev.
Put a little arc in his shot. That's all. Just
he got to put something in.
He got to put something in. The entire Knicks team's got to do it. They're just not.
No comment.
They're just not hitting free throws, man.
No comment. Okay, so leave the free throw out of it. I like the way he's been playing. He's been playing really, really, really good.
Right. All right. The last 5 games, the Knicks have been hitting 67.5% of their free throws.
Who's the main culprit, son? I think it's RJ
and Randle
and Mitch, bro. Randle too. Yeah,
Randle be missing his too.
yeah.
Randle misses down the stretch.
Yeah.
Evan's been missing some too, a couple too here and there. I mean, and he's supposed to be our best shooter.
Shit, not for nothing. I've seen Quickly miss 2 in the.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on.
He was leading the league.
Knicks shooting 67.5% over the last 5 games from the free throw line, averaging 104.6 points. It's not a lot of points. 46.6 rebounds, 23.4 assists. I do like that, right? A few more assists. We need that. 8.6 steals, 3.6 blocks. Their turnovers are up. Over the last 5 games, they're averaging 14.8 turnovers per game. Right? They're shooting 44.5% from the field and 38.6% from 3. That 3-point shooting is up largely due to Evan Fournier knocking down his threes.
Right.
And RJ Barrett. The Memphis Grizzlies over the last 5 games, 112.4 points per game, grabbing 48.8 rebounds per game. They're a rebounding team. The Knicks going to have to fight on the boards. 22.6 assists, 10 steals, 7 blocks, 13 turnovers, shooting 47% from the field, but only 29.8% from 3 over the last 5 games. I don't want this to be the game that they get hot, though. The Knicks are good for letting that happen. And they're shooting 72.5% from the free throw line. So they're not a great free throw shooting team either. Steph, anything stick out to you with these numbers here?
The points, 112.4 points a game, 7 blocks a game. And we got players, RJ and Randle, who have difficulty finishing at the rim.
Yeah.
They're not a good three-point shooting team. That's okay. Right. 47%. And you know what I think that is? Ja Morant gets into that lane. I think they're taking a lot of shots at the rim. I think if we were able to tease that apart, we would see that. So those points is probably transition points and beefing up the field goal percentage and the blocks. That's what sticks out to me.
Yeah. Tony, anything stick out to you or any other stats you want to add in there?
Let me see here. I agree. We should be able to take advantage on that 3-point percentage. Ours as a team against theirs. So I don't want to live and die by the three, but let's try to get some easy open threes and limit their easy ones. I agree. I think they attack the rim a lot. It's going to be good to have Noel's healthy for a game and Mitch healthy. I think we're going to need that rim protection.
Is he healthy?
For a game, at least. Let's see if he can make it.
For a game. Right.
Let's see if he can make it through.
God, man.
And I think one of the keys is really going to be how we guard Ja, because I think we got to trap him high,
Guys, I'll be right back.
but down low it's going to be difficult leaving your man. You know what I mean? I could see him kind of feeding Jackson if Randle's coming to help, or feeding Baines if RJ's coming to help. So you really gonna have to pick your poison.
Yeah.
But as far as these numbers, I gotta say we could win it with rebounding and 3-point shooting. If we could dominate the boards and we could hit out threes efficiently and effectively, I think we could win this.
Yeah. I think we can. We've got to make sure that we're executing and doing those things, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Day pregame show. Please make sure you check out thegameday.com. There's a link in the description of this video. You can get all of your up-to-date sporting news and content, as well as betting odds from different platforms like DraftKings and FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars. You can get all the information from those platforms all at one spot. Go to thegameday.com. The keys to the game, ladies and gentlemen, my keys to the game. And I'm going to continue with this start strong. Start strong and play with desperation. Because the Knicks are just in that situation right now where they've got to be desperate every time they hit the floor. Execute. They've got to execute. Your execution's got to be tight. Against a team like Memphis, they have the ability to get out and run. If you're not executing, you shoot a bad shot, leads to a long rebound, or you're scrambling, they're going to get out and run and make you pay. You know what I mean? Right. So I think the Knicks got to execute. Physical defense on Ja Morant. And I'm not saying that this is the end-all, be-all way to stop him, but I think if you can be physical with him, he's got small stature, maybe you can slow him down a bit. You can make it tougher on him. Make him get his points by shooting a bad percentage. Maybe throw a couple of bad passes out there. Make it tough on him. Be physical. I think Quentin Grimes is the guy to do it. Again, play with pace. Don't over dribble. The Knicks did a good job doing that against the Sacramento Kings. This is a different team here, a better defensive team than the Sacramento Kings. But still, you've got to continue to play that type of basketball game. I think the Knicks play better offensively that way. Play with pace. Don't over dribble. And I don't mean pace as far as getting in transition. I mean in the half court, making the ball pop, making it move. And then win the rebounding battle. This is a good rebounding team. The Knicks can't afford to get beat 50-32 on the glass, especially if you're not shooting well. You know what I mean? So now you're not even getting offensive rebounds. I think the Knicks got to win the rebounding battle tonight to have a chance to win this basketball game. Steph, anything you want to add there?
I sound like a broken record, Sam. Your best players have to show up to give you a good chance to win. Yep. Fournier has to show up. Randle has to show up. And RJ have to show up. In my opinion, those are the three. They're not playing the best. Don't get me wrong, but those guys need to show up. I'm not worried about the bench. Start strong, play with desperation. A lot of what's going on with the Knicks, I know the chemistry and the gelling is not there. But sometimes you can overcome that if you play hard and you play with desperation and you just exasperate yourself and you could kind of overcome that. Get the hustle steals and the deflections and the things of that sort. The Knicks are not even doing that some games. Right. And that's what makes us look really terrible. So I agree with you. Those three players have to show up and some. But we got to start strong and play with desperation as well. I agree with all of the others, but that's what sticks out for me.
Yeah, no doubt. Tony?
I'll expand on number 2 and just put a late game in front of that execution. Late game execution, I think, is going to be pivotal for us. And like Steph said, our main guys, they got to show up. We need Randle to return to form. And what better time than the present?
Right. No better time than right now. Exactly. Kev.
Let me see here. Yeah, I agree with point 1, point 2, and point 5. We got to start strong instead of playing from a deficit and then relying on our bench to bail us out. The execution, I don't know what the execution is going to be, but we have to execute whatever the coach says, and and win the rebounding battle. Totally agree with that. I'm not worried about about Morant all that much because, like you said, it's got to be a collective effort. It can't be just Kemba. It's got to be a collective effort.
Mm-hmm.
But we just have to make sure that, my key one is just the first point that you made. Just have a solid start from jump and not have to play from a deficit.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely key. You don't want to get down to this team and have to try to climb back in it. That's not going to be good. That's
not at all. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because then
go ahead.
Because then the booze will rain down, and we know how fragile a lot of these Knicks players' minds are when that happens.
Once those boos start raining down, it becomes tough to recover, man. There's no doubt about that. It becomes tough to recover. Kev, your prediction for the night?
My prediction for the night. All right, I'm gonna be the optimist. I'm gonna be Kevin from last year. I think we can win tonight. I think it will be 110 to 99.
Wow, oh, you choosing almost a blowout.
Yeah,
right.
And the reason why I say that, because everything that we've talked about, I calculated all that of what we all talked about, and I think we could put out a good effort. It's like this: if we have any aspirations on making it to the play-in, not the playoffs, but the play-in, it's got to start tonight, because after tonight, all hell is going to be breaking loose, for us with us being on the road,
including tonight,
including
after tonight.
I mean, let's be real. Yeah, exactly. Let's be real. I mean, we had 3 straight losses, and then we played
Sacramento.
Clippers. No, well,
Sacramento.
I'm talking about
before.
Yeah. Then we lost 2 straight, and then beat Sacramento tonight. And then the rest of the way, this is included
in that whole thing. But Crystal Ball Kev said we getting the win. So Crystal Ball Kev said we getting the win. Tony, predictions.
and just real quick, Tone. You'll either see me with a smile or a frown when I come on for the post game tonight.
Nothing in between.
Nothing in between.
I hope you are Crystal Ball Kev. I really do. I'm going with win too, though. I'm going with win. I'm going 105-101. Comes down to the wire. But yeah, I think we got this. I think time is now.
Okay. All right, Steph.
All right. The Knicks lose. I think if we're doing scores, the Knicks defense has been pretty okay. So I'll say 104. I don't think the Knicks crack 100. I'd say 104-97.
You know what? I don't think the Knicks gonna have an answer for Ja tonight, and I think it's gonna be tough. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't know. He might be looking to have a breakout moment at the Garden, something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm hoping that the Knicks don't let that happen. I think I'm gonna go with Memphis tonight too.
Hey,
man.
who wouldn't want to have a breakout game at the Garden?
I know. I think I'm going with Memphis by 10. I
Man,
think I'm going with Memphis by 10. I'm just shaky on this team, on the New York Knicks, right? I'm just shaky.
I'm shaky too.
And I'm just afraid, man, if you know, they already haven't played well at home throughout the season. You know, we got all this stuff going on. If they start to get down and they got bad body language and the energy's not looking there and the fans start to boo,
Yeah.
I don't know if they can recover from it. You know, I just don't think they had that tough mentality.
And we've had more than a sample size of how this team performs at home.
But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let you get to the game. It's 7:31, so I know the game's about to
Take care,
start.
guys.
It is on ESPN. Remember that. It's on ESPN.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
ESPN. Oh, okay.
good looks.
Yeah. I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.